go. So we're riding around. Watch out for any path to travel violations out here in neighborhoods.
This biker sees everything almost.
Got a crest of a hill, can't see around the hill.
Biker.
So, but we're doing good. Okay, side of the vehicle. Uncommon thing in a common situation. Good job on the brake and get yourself out of the danger area of the road. Did a great job. Oh no, it's a vehicle. It's a motorcyclist that T-boned. So what do? We rescue another rider with our Smart Rider kit, or our rescue kit. It's on motorcycletrainingconcepts.com. Hopefully we're going to get some more in stock real soon. Okay, so assessment, he's kind of in a weird spot. Why is he holding on to the...
We got somebody on the way, right? Someone's on the way, right?
Yeah, somebody was calling 911. Yeah.
You see how everyone's just kind of looking around?
I think he was like pulling a U-turn one wide. Went right into the side.
U-turn went wide.
Yeah. To the toes?
Yeah.
It's good news.
Yeah, I wasn't going over 40.
There's no bad rubber tracks, so you got to...
So the big concern with this one would be any type of internal injuries, but he seems to be doing okay. I'm wondering why he's holding on to the side mirror. It could just be because he started doing it and he's not thinking about his hand.
Oh.
And his hand is just literally just doing it. All right, put side stand up. There you go. So this is where you have to...
Roll this way. That was his head in the window, I imagine. Always some entertainment.
Yeah, probably just like in a state of like, what the heck's going on?
Ain't that bad.
So I think he's just sitting down. Not.
I just pulled up. I don't even know the guy. Just brother and battered.
Nobody's really doing an assessment. And he could just be saying, I'm okay. So let's just do a quick assessment. This one seems like he's a walking wounded. There's not much that's going on. But let's take a look at the scene itself. Okay, so what we have here is definitely a path of travel violation. And I say that, but it's basically this SUV pulled out. He hit him. Now, he said the dude was doing or the woman or whoever the driver is, was doing a U-turn. So they probably did like this really wide arcing U-turn. And this motorcyclist was behind that vehicle thinking that this person's going to turn right and keep going. And they decided to pass and then boom, collided right here, which is going to be off into the left side. Okay, so this is where the collision happened. It happened on the left. Okay, so I have a feeling he tried to swerve around because he's not riding on this side of the road. He's riding on this side of the road. So you know he tried to do something. Now, hopefully he wasn't going too fast because guess what? Riding within the conditions present, this is a neighborhood, so hopefully it's only about 25. So he did something. He tried to do something. So we're going to get up to here. So he's going to get off his own bike, got himself out of harm's way. That is the biggest thing here. So you have to ensure your own safety, okay? Rescue another rider, RESQ. So rescue is going to be remain calm. So you got to remain calm. Get ready to call 911, maybe direct somebody to call 911. E for rescue is ensure your own safety. Make sure that you're not in harm's way. Look for hazards. Look for traffic. Put on some personal protective equipment. Make sure you have everything. We have that in our rescue kits right here, okay? So that's what he's doing. He did a great job. He's moving around. Now I would do a quick look behind me because, you know, I don't know if any vehicles are coming. I would do a quick look behind me. Looks like he's kind of doing that anyways. Okay, good. Now we got to kind of do an assessment while we're walking up, and that's what we're doing. We're kind of getting a good look. So when we look at mechanism of injury on this one, we see that it's a T-bone within the driver's side door. It's right into it. So I'm kind of concerned about compartment intrusion for the vehicle, for the driver of the vehicle. Hopefully it's not too bad. And what that means is that it kind of got pushed in. It could be pushing in on the hip. It could be pushing on the knees. It doesn't look like it's too bad. Some really bad ones, though. That force transmitted into the body can easily fracture rib cages and puncture some internal organs. So it doesn't look like that. I see the rider on the ground. He's kind of looking around. He has his hand up. So I know he's conscious. I don't know if he's fully aware. I don't know if he's only verbal, painful, but he at least is somewhat conscious. So that tells me he's got an airway at least right now. It means he is breathing, and there is a circulation thing going on. So he's not bleeding out yet. I don't know. But I know that there is those 3 things moving. So far, good sign just walking up to here. We're walking up to here. He's moving. He's talking. Very good. Nobody's running around like a chicken with their head cut off, like freaking out. Hey, call 911. Usually when you see that, something bad's kind of happening or they're just panicking. Doesn't look like anybody's panicking, so this is a good sign. Now, with this image, I'm concerned that there could be any crush injuries. So let's go ahead and do a quick look. I'm not concerned about the bike.
How you doing, brother?
Oh, I don't know. My back was kind of weird.
So I like the fact that he remained calm. He said, "Hey, what's up, man? What's up, brother?" And then he's like, I think he said something about his back hurting. So that's not a good sign. Okay, so he's in a good position right now. He's in a good position right now.
I don't know what happened to the crash back.
We got somebody on the way, right? Someone's on the way, right?
Yeah, somebody was calling 911. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody's calling 911. And that's the thing is, whoever's on scene should be taking charge and be like, hey, you're calling 911. So that way somebody does know exactly who is calling 911. Because it's like, if somebody's calling 911, right? Somebody's calling 911. Sometimes nobody calls 911. So that's a big problem.
I think it was like pulling a U-turn.
So pulling a U-turn, collided. Looks like there's a lot of the damage on the vehicle on the bottom. So it could have been, and that might be a fender cut. What you see in the middle of the door right here could be the front fender cutting into it. So it looks like it was a completely straight in. It doesn't, we see, excuse me, we see typically the panic braking and they fall and then hit. This looks like he straight in went into it. Okay.
One wide.
And then this is probably, so there's the, right there, the front of the fender. This could be his hand. Maybe the handlebar got into it. Okay, so I'm concerned about pelvic injuries, hand injuries. Once again, so the holding of that, he could have just held on to it. He crashed and held on to it, and then just kind of like he's just holding it. He's not thinking about it. It's just his body's like doing something.
Right in the side. Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
So right here, he's doing a good assessment. He's just talking. So airway's open and everything. What I'd be asking next is basically what you should be doing is just saying, hey, do you feel any pain anywhere? Do you have pain in your legs? Do you have pain in your left leg? You be specific. Do you have pain in your right leg? Do you have pain in your left arm? Pain in the right arm? Do you have pain in your back? Do you have pain in your chest? Do you have pain in your stomach? Pain in your lower back? Do you have pain in your head? Pain in your jaw? Do you have pain in your hands? Do you have pain in your feet? You go down that process because you could say, do you have any pain? They're like, nah, not really, but they do have back pain. They don't want to say anything. But if you're very specific, you're able to say something. Yeah, the driver's in the car. I think they're calling 911.
Yeah.
It's good news.
Now, another thing is you want to keep an eye out, and if there's no pain or anything, sometimes you can be bleeding a lot and there would be no pain. So especially with jeans like this, if you start to see any discoloration, I mean, you guys know what wet jeans look like. Okay, so right here, this isn't wet. So if you start seeing like the really dark jean part, like if it just gets dark right here, now he could have been incontinent, so he could have, peed and pooed himself. That's not the medical term, defecated or urinated on himself. But it could also be blood. It could have been blood, so you got to be careful with that. I'm not too concerned about the motorcycle. It's not going to blow up, guys. Don't worry about that. But the thing is, I'd be checking all the vital things, okay? EMS is on its way, so at this point, you're just kind of hanging out and talking. Thankfully, it's not a big issue. But if it was,
Going over 40.
it could have been a lot worse. So you see some discoloration right here. Now, this could just be from the road or shadow. We don't know exactly. But you got to do these checks, guys. You got to do these checks because last thing you want to do as soon as EMS shows up and our guy is starting to pass out and you're like, what the heck? I was just talking to him. It's because he had a big bleed going on, and you could have prevented that. So you do want to do a check. There's nothing wrong with it. You ask for permission, especially if they're conscious, and you let them know, hey, I'm just going to do a quick check. If that's cool with you, yeah, sure. All right, cool. And you do it. Simple. But it looks like nothing crazy.
So you got to.
Nothing crazy happened. Now they're going to lift the bike. Now, one thing you got to watch out for is that we're doing it right next to them. I know they dragged it out a little bit, but last thing you want to do is it accidentally falling on them. So I would just leave it. I would leave it for the investigation, which he's going to do. He's going to do an investigation. So usually police officers are first on scene. and it looks like he did a quick assessment. He's relaying it to dispatch if there's any type of injuries. With the mechanism of injury on this one, I'm pretty sure an ambulance is showing up no matter what.
Just
All right.
brother and battered.
Real quick, I'd like to say thank you to CARDO for sponsoring this channel. I'm actually using their cool little headset thingy thing so I could talk to my kids on their CARDO Pack Talks. Make sure you guys grab yourself a CARDO Pack Talk. Bold, slim, free-com, whatever you want. With the link in the description, you're going to get a discount. Anyways, let's get back. So right here, let's go ahead and watch. There we go. So we're going through here. Big open air. Oh, good job on the escape. Good job on the escape. Wasn't going to be able to stop in time. Take a look at this. It's going to be a line of sight issue. So we're getting up to here. We can't see around all these vehicles. Big stack of vehicles. So we should not be accelerating like we're accelerating right now. That's not going to be a good situation. We're going. And as soon as we see this uncommon thing, okay, so there's a vehicle halfway in our road. Not issue for us. This guy can easily make it around. Let's just go ahead and accelerate, right? That's usually what you're probably going to be thinking. Well, you don't know what this person in front of you is going to do. And now, if it was a group ride and you two are together, that's why you guys need to be talking on your CARDO Pack Talk bolds. Now, you can tell each other, hey, I'm going to go for it. And then you guys go for it. But if there's no communication, you're going to have an issue. So go ahead and grab a CARDO Pack Talk bold. We got a discount in the description. So he's going to go ahead and do this. He's going to stop. And it's like, oh, crap, I'm not going to be able to stop in time. So what is he going to do? He's going to do a red stage maneuver. He's going to do an emergency swerve. Did a good job with this. He planned his ride a little bit, right? He located the hazard, and now he's going to navigate this hazard. He can't adapt to it because he can't just, move over in lane position. He's got to swerve now. So he's not going to be able to stop in time. He's going to do a quick swerve, and thankfully this is all the room we need. So good job, and continue on with your day at that point. Now check your pantalones because they're probably a little bit brown. All right, we're moving around with this one. We got a side of the vehicle, path of travel, intersections. Once again, going to orange stage. Non-issue with this one. Happens all the time. As soon as you see this, we're in the middle of a turn, a little bit scary, so you don't want to panic. What you do is straighten up the bike a little bit and apply some progressive brake pressure on the front brake. Let the vehicle go. That's what they want to do. You go on with your day. Non-issue. All right, so we're moving into here. This person should have done that. They're going to go ahead and park. We're kind of in a crappy spot. What we just need to do is exactly this. Yeah, okay, non-issue. And then you just do that. I don't know what the problem is with this. I don't know why it's in this video. This one right here, looks like we're zoomed in a little bit. Crazy drivers up ahead. Whoa! Almost a 3-car collision, so you got to watch out for that. That's why I like to be super far back. Now, hey, look at this. We got a big group of people. Big open spot, right? Big open spot. Look at how much traffic there is. People are going to try to go into that spot that's nice and open. We're going into it, right? Because we know it's open. That's what other car drivers are going to do. We're just so nimble that it's so easy for us to do that. So you see the side of the vehicle and you see an opportunity. You see the tire starting to rotate. Where is it going to go? It's going to go in that open spot because this pattern is just crazy how it's just stacked up. So they're going to go for that. Now, what do we do in here? We look where we need to go. Stop looking at this vehicle. I know it's going to be difficult for you to do. You see it real quick, and then you're like, okay, now I'm going to look this way. So as soon as you see it, you shoot your eyes towards your escape. Stop looking at the stuff that you're trying to avoid. Target fixation is going to get you on this. It's going to mess you up. And if you keep staring at this and you're supposed to be looking forward, you could be hitting something else. So be very, very careful with that. But yeah, that's no bueno.
Anyways, here we go. Number 1 is oncoming traffic. Now, we don't have to deal with it too much out here with medians or anything like that, but I like to think of anything as a path of travel violation as an oncoming vehicle. Okay, so we got these sides of the vehicles and these right turners or left turners coming up the intersection, which now I'm going into orange stage, so I'm going to roll off the throttle. I'm getting ready to downshift, and I'm going to start doing that, and now I'm going to apply some progressive brake pressure, plan my ride by getting myself in a good position for safety, because I'm still going straight. So either way, oncoming traffic. So if you're out on a road where there's only a centerline stripe and there's no median, one thing you got to watch out for is wind blast, debris getting kicked up at your face, because that hurts, waving at other riders that aren't paying attention, and then oncoming cars, obviously, at intersections like that. And we got intersections right here. You always got to watch out for oncoming cars, but Medians kind of help out with the wind blast and keeping things in a good situation where you're prepped and ready and know when things will come out. But this is a huge danger for motorcyclists, so pay attention to those left turners. That's the biggest one here, all right?
Guys, if you like this kind of stuff, we do this every Tuesday and Thursday on this channel at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time live, so make sure you check that out. But if you want to check out some other things like this video right here or this video right here, please do so. It supports the channel. Click that like button, by the way. Check into class. Anyways, I'll be seeing you around.